Have you ever preached a sermon? Juge is a boy in Rwanda. He preached his first sermon when he was 2 years old. When Juge was very young, he received his very own Bible. It was a picture Bible. Juge couldn't read, but he loved to look at the pictures. He listened as his mother read stories about brave children in the Bible. He learned the story about the boy Samuel who heard God's voice at night. He learned the story about the boy David who defeated the giant Goliath. He learned the story about the boy king Josiah who loved God and triumphed over his wicked grandmother. He learned about the children whose mothers took them to Jesus so that he would lay his hands in blessing on them. Juge thought a lot about Jesus. When he slept at night, he often dreamed that Jesus was laying his hands on him. Juge got to know Bible stories well. Adults noticed that Juge was familiar with the Bible, so when he was only 2, they invited him to stand in front of a church to preach. When he got up to speak, he felt frightened and embarrassed when he saw everyone looking at him. Juge swallowed hard and told the story of how Jonah was swallowed by a big fish. He was so nervous that he forgot parts of the story, but the Sabbath school teacher was pleased with the sermon. "You did a good job!" Juge felt encouraged to continue. He studied the stories in his picture Bible and memorized them. Then someone asked him to preach again. He spent time practicing the sermon. He filled the living room with every chair from the house and preached to them, pretending that he was preaching at church. That Sabbath, Juge felt much more comfortable while preaching his sermon. One Sabbath, when Juge preached, someone made a video of the sermon and posted it online. Some journalists saw the sermon and made a video report about Juge titled "The Little Evangelist." Many people watched the report, and soon Juge was receiving invitations to preach at different churches in Rwanda. Juge loved speaking about Jesus. He loved meeting other children and making new friends. He especially liked seeing people raise their hands as they gave their hearts to Jesus at the end of his sermons. When Juge was 7, someone invited him to give evangelistic meetings for a whole week in a faraway city. He would need to preach every evening for 7 days. At first, Juge was scared and thought that he wouldn't be able to preach evangelistic meetings. Then he decided to take his fears to God. "Dear God," he prayed, "please give me strength and give me many sermons to preach." He preached powerfully, and 24 people were baptized. Today, Juge is 9 years old. He has preached in more than 60 churches. More than 2 million people have heard his sermons in person or online. Juge is one of many children in Rwanda who tell others about the love of Jesus. Some children preach, others sing, and others recite Bible verses. Thank you for your Sabbath School mission offering, which helps children in Rwanda and in many other countries around the world hear about Jesus.